Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing an album that was requested by Max Frola. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, but thank you for the request. The album I'll be reviewing today is One Hot Minute by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, this is kind of a controversial album for the band. We have no John Frusciante, we have Dave Navarro, and some people were just not on board with his work on this album. And yeah, definitely a unique album in their discography too, especially with the overall sound of the album too. I believe this album was also produced by Rick Rubin, who also worked with the band with their previous album. But yeah, also during behind the scenes of the album, I also heard that Dave Navarro questioned some of their recording methods, and just through listening to the album, you can tell that the band was just not in their happiest state. And of course, they would go off to make, in my opinion, their best album, Californication, which came out in 1999, if I got the year right. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into these songs. The album starts off with Warped, and this song gives you pretty much a good idea of what's to come with this album. You'd immediately notice the change in sound, especially with Dave Navarro on guitar. But yeah, you really notice the darker tone or vibe, and you also really notice the heaviness. The album definitely has probably some of the heaviest songs, lyrically and musically. But yeah, I think this is probably one of the highlights on the album. It was one of the singles too, and yeah, I really like the heaviness of the song. I like the rhythm work, such as in the verses, and the chorus overall I think is pretty catchy. But yeah, probably one of the highlights on the album for me personally. But next we have the song Aeroplane, which is probably my favorite song on the album. It starts off fairly melodic and down to earth before getting into the chorus around the 20-second mark. And the chorus has some nice melody to it, and I really like the clean vocals, melodic clean vocals from Anthony Kiedis. But then we get to the verses, which are a bit more funky, and the funkiness really pulls you into the song. And yeah, definitely, again, one of the highlights for me. I know the song is based off of a blues song. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Jesus is on an aeroplane or something like that. I hope I got the song title right. If you know what it is, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, Aeroplane, definitely a great song, and honestly, maybe one of my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers songs. But next we have the song Deep Kick, and if you're a fan of the song Warped, then you'll probably like this song. There are moments in the rhythm work that kind of sound similar to some of the rhythm work in Warped, and yeah, you have the dark tone or vibe of the overall sound of the track, and you also have the heaviness too. And overall, it's a solid song. It might not have the strongest replay value, but for what it is, I would say again that's a pretty solid song. But then we move on to a bit of a more melodic / emotional track, My Friends. Also lyrically and just by the overall sound of the song, it's a bit more serious, and it was also a single. And you know what? I like the song. Not a song that I return to a whole lot, but for what it is, probably one of the more unique songs on the album too. But yeah, again, I do like it, but I wouldn't say that's the best song on the album. But next we have the track Coffee Shop, and this is probably one of the catchiest songs on the album. A bit of a shorter track, it's around 3 minutes, but it comes and goes, and I think it does its job well with the catchiness, and the riffs and rhythm work really pull into the song. And the chorus, wow, not the most complicated chorus in the world. It is catchy, and yeah, I'd say it's one of the highlights on the album too. But next we move on to the track P, a bit of a shorter track. I believe it's a hair under 2 minutes. Lead vocals from, of course, Flea, and the song is about, of course, the bassist Flea and how he got picked on when he was younger. His vocal performance is okay. It's not terrible. It's just kind of I don't know about middle of the road, just kind of okay for me. But honestly, not one of the highlights on the album for me. I wouldn't say that it's unlistenable or god awful, but I'm kind of in the middle about it, to be honest. But next we have the song One Big Mob, and this song is definitely a mixed bag for me. There are some moments musically that I like, but also some moments that kind of fall flat for me musically. And there are some moments with the vocals that I just don't agree with, such as in the chorus. Kind of conflicted about how I feel about some of the vocal moments in this song, to be honest, such as again in the chorus. But yeah, the song has its moments, but overall, again, I'd say the song is a mixed bag. But next we have the song Walkabout. You know, I like the funkiness of the song, but honestly, not one of the better vocal performances from the band, to be honest. You can maybe say that the song is kind of a mixed bag. Some things I like and some things I don't like, but yeah, to be honest, it's probably one of the weaker tracks on the album for me personally. But next we have Tearjerker, and the song, I believe, is a tribute to Kurt Cobain. And I think one of the best qualities of the song is the melody. The melody really pulls into the song, and I also like the melodic, clean vocals from Anthony, such as in the chorus. Great vocals, great melody. Overall, pretty solid song. But next we have the title track, One Hot Minute, and what stands out the most to me in the song is probably the heavy riffs. Now, does the song deserve to be a little over 6 minutes? Honestly, not really, at least in my opinion. You can maybe shave off maybe a minute or a minute and 30 seconds, and it probably would have made a better impact. Maybe just a minute, to be honest, because the song does have its moments for sure. There are some days where it's probably one of the better songs on the album for me, but there are also moments, or also times where it's kind of one of the more average songs on the album for me. But again, I do really like the riffs in this song. But next we have Falling Into Grace, and kind of like with Walkabout, I do really like the funkiness. I would say that I like this song a bit more than Walkabout, but again, the song doesn't do a whole lot to leave much of a lasting impression. But for what it is, again, I do really like the funkiness of the song. But next we have Shall It Be Thy Name, or no, not Shall It Be Thy Name, Shall It Be Thy Game. And musically, one of the best songs on the album. I really dig the instrumentation in the song. You know, the vocals are fine, they're good, but the instrumentation to me really takes the spotlight in the song, especially in the verses. The riffs really pull into the song, and I really like the bass playing from Flea too in this song. There's a lot to like with this song, especially again musically. But yeah, overall, a pretty solid track. But then we get to the album closer, Transcending. Honestly, not a very strong album closer, at least in my opinion. Now, if you like this song, more power to you. I wouldn't say that I hate it or dislike it. The song is just kind of middle of the road for me. It doesn't do a whole lot, again, to leave much of a lasting impression, and it doesn't really offer a whole lot to make me want to return to it again. You know, it's not bad. Again, it's just kind of just there for me. So yeah, I'd say it's probably one of their weaker album closers. But anyways, if I had to rate this album, I'd probably give it either a 7 or a 7.5. Again, I wouldn't say that it's a bad album. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be. I wouldn't say it's their worst. Again, I point to the debut as their worst, but when it comes to ranking their albums, it really is closer to the bottom. Probably my third or fourth least favorite, but yeah, overall, the album, it has its moments, but it also has some songs that are probably some of the weakest material, and does have a couple songs that are kind of forgettable in a way to me. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the album. Do you love it? Do you hate it? How does it compare to the other albums for you personally? Are you a One Hot Minute defender? And all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.